Hello, this is episode 2, DevLog 2 of my Minecraft roguelike that I'm making. I don't have a lot to show you today. I've only added a third layer here so I can add data onto the map after generation is finished. And I'll show you what that entails right now. I can trigger everything and then I can trigger the third layer after. So after generation it can detect everything. So let's just look around. Here we are. This right here is a blue wool, obviously, which means, I don't expect you to remember, but it means an inner room. And just going to remind you as well, cyan, aka 2, is where the player will spawn. So there should be a single cyan wool. Here it is. This is where the player would spawn in this hypothetical generation. As you can see, I've added a little bit of texture to the floor. A commenter suggested that. Don't know how I didn't think of it myself. Right now, it's just an experiment. I don't think it looks all that good, but I'm probably going to change more. I did it by hand because I do not use World Edit. Not for this project, at least. These doorways, I've tried to minimize them a little bit. As you can see, they're still important. I wouldn't be able to get to the other areas without them. But I've tried to have less of them because they just constantly kept spawning in areas where they weren't needed. And I've minimized that, so see, this one is obviously important, and so is this one. Pretty vital. And the cosmetics I haven't changed. Everything looks the same, but other than the floor, of course. But if I can find it again, the players spawn. So the player would spawn right here. In this hypothetical, the ceilings would be closed, obviously, and they will be able to run around. I haven't done any mobs yet. I'm going to add various enemies that are unique. They're Minecraft, but still unique. And on the topic of texture packs, I am considering making a texture pack that changes a few things, but I want to rely on vanilla mostly. 100% vanilla, except data packs, which technically is still vanilla. And resource packs are also technically still vanilla, but oh well. I'd like to focus on vanilla. For the time being, at least. I'm going to rely as much as I can on what is added in normal Minecraft. So up here, we have the third layer, which really, altogether, just adds currently the inner room system and the player spawn system. I can go through, and if you notice, the command blocks look a little bit different. This is because I have a client-sided mod that changes the UI to make it much simpler to understand. Every single one of these is the same, like usual. The same command that clones them down there does it for these as well, because they're adjacent to them. This, like I said, only does the inner room in the player spawn. Currently, they're using, and I used the public vars, public variables, or what you see in the corner, the side of the screen, pub vars, standing for public variables, to decide which one it is. So every single one has the chance to become a spawn point, as long as there isn't a spawn point left yet. Since it's 1, there is a spawn point, but if it was 0, there wouldn't be a spawn point, and this could be formed. That's why there's only 1. And that's really all I have to show today. I might make another episode today, and these aren't going to be scheduled uploads, really. I'm a person that doesn't have a schedule with this kind of stuff. But currently, that's all I have to show you. Stay tuned for the next one if you're interested. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.